T5 here, and today I'm going to give you my review of Linux Mint 16 Cinnamon Desktop Edition, and this is the 64-bit edition. Not that I think it makes that much difference, but official Linux Mint distros come with the Cinnamon Desktop, the Mate Desktop, and XFCE desktops, and both 32 and 64-bit. Particular machine I am reviewing this on is a Lenovo B570 laptop. It has an Intel Pentium B960 dual-core CPU under the hood, rated at 2.2 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, and I dual boot this with Windows 7 Home Premium. Installation. Now, this is the screen that you will see after initial install. It's also what you will see off the live CD, or actually the live DVD. You can get the live DVD ISO images from the Linux Mint website. They're about 1.3 gigabytes in size. There's other tutorials out there. I actually created a live USB from the DVD ISO, and with that live USB installation took me about 15 minutes. So your mileage may vary on that depending on your hardware, but installation is extremely simple and relatively painless. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and close this out and we'll get into the desktop environment a little bit here. You'll see the desktop layout is extremely familiar, especially if you're coming from, say, Windows XP. You'll find familiar things in familiar places. This panel, this is called the panel in Linux Mint, at the bottom is analogous to the taskbar in Windows XP, and along with the menu button on the far left, same place you would find the start button in Windows XP, and it does pretty much the same thing. Right next to the menu button, you will find a show desktop applet, and what that will do is that will close all your open applications and show you the desktop. The default web browser is Firefox, and there's a launcher applet for that, and along with terminal and home folder. Over on the far left, you'll see the system notification area. This applet will give you notifications. Notice the pop-up there. This one just tells you who's logged on, network connection activity, volume. If you're running on a laptop like I am doing, this will give you battery power status. This just shows that I'm recording. This just shows you that all my software packages are up to date, and you have a date and time applet. And this is actually an open show all open windows. So, like I said, very familiar layout. You will find that if this layout is not to your liking, it's extremely easy to configure. You can add applets to the panel just simply by hovering over the panel, doing a right click, and you can, with that option, you can add applets to the panel. Also, if you want to change the overall look and feel of your system, there are other options. If you go into the, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in detail, but if you go to the Control Center and choose Themes, you can actually change the overall you can change the overall theme, how the panel looks, how the menu looks. Here you can, under other settings, you can change your window controls, your icons, window borders, even mouse themes if you have them installed, and you can. And Linux Mint makes it extremely easy to get more online just in this tab, and installing a new theme is as simple as hitting the checkbox and clicking install. So very configurable if you don't quite like the overall look of the system. Out of the box, one thing Linux Mint excels at, it gives you just about everything you need to do whatever you need to do on a computer, especially for home use. We'll take a look at some of the software that comes installed out of the box already. Office, it comes with the LibreOffice suite, which is free and open replacement for and is compatible with Microsoft Office. Moving on, multimedia, sound and video. Now, Linux Mint comes with just about every codec that you could ever think of, and it also comes with the VLC media player, which will play just about any type of media you can throw at it. Also, because it comes with all the multimedia codecs included, you can go to whatever your favorite video sharing website, Flash, you can watch it out of the box. Some other neat stuff it comes with the GIMP image editor, as I've already alluded to. It comes as far as internet connectivity. The default browser it comes with is Firefox. You see some other things that I've already installed on here, but Firefox is the default. If you don't like Firefox, it's pretty easy to install Chrome or Opera or whatever your favorite browser is. Pigeon Internet Messenger. Pigeon, it's a Grand Unified IM client. It works with AOL Instant Messenger, it works with Yahoo, it works with MSN Chat, and a ton of others that I really don't have a lot of time to go into. Transmission, BitTorrent client for file sharing, and Thunderbird email client. As far as other software goes, over here, this is the Linux Mint Software Center, and if you're new to Linux, this is really the simplest and easiest way to download and install software. It's searchable. It has these broad categories. Right now, it tells you that it's telling me that 67,743 packages are currently available. Now, if you're a more advanced Linux user, the one that you probably know and love is Synaptic, and it is also included. So, and I'll show you. Synaptic Package Manager is also included. So if you're more familiar with Synaptic and you know how to use it, then the more advanced software package management tool is there. And of course, it's Linux. It's Linux Mint, so you can still use apt-get in the terminal if that's what floats your boat. Moving on down, talk a little bit about administration. Briefly mention the control center. If you've been around Linux a long time, various distributions, it seemed like system settings were all over the place. You had to look for them, whatever. Linux Mint makes it easy. It puts them all in one place in the system settings. Just about every aspect of your computer you want to control, you can control it from here. I will say a word, especially because I'm talking about this on a laptop, and if you've been watching this video, when we started off we were around 89% battery and we're already down to 79%. Something laptop users may want to look out for. Power management is very rudimentary. This is probably the biggest criticism that I have of Linux Mint is the power management. You just don't have a whole lot of fine-grained control. I mean, basically, it gives you options on when to suspend and when to hibernate, and that's about it. It doesn't let you control the screen brightness, which is, if you use the laptop a while and you're used to all the tricks of getting the most out of your battery power, you know that being able to control or dim the screen brightness is a key part of your power management, and that's you just don't have that in Linux Mint. That's hey, any Linux Mint developers, if you're watching this, would appreciate some way to control the screen brightness. So that'll be it about that. Another word that you'll find down in administration, and that is device drivers. I'll go ahead and click on that. A couple of things to note on device drivers. Now, I've also installed this operating system on my desktop computer, which has a NVIDIA GeForce 8400 video card. And Linux Mint provides a default driver for that works fine. And it also has a recommended driver, which is a which is a NVIDIA driver. If you install the NVIDIA driver, the recommended NVIDIA driver, and that's the type of video card you have, then to get things like the boot splash screen to appear correctly, you're going to have to adjust some settings in the grub.conf file. However, the default generic driver seems to work just fine, and same thing on this laptop. Now, as you can see on this laptop, I have a BCM 4313 wireless controller. For some reason, I've already done research on this. This recommended driver doesn't actually work with the BCM 4313 chipset. So, if you install this on a laptop with that particular chipset wireless driver, just use the generic driver. It'll work. As you can see, I'm connected to my home wireless network. And yes, I think I've already mentioned this, I do call it NSA surveillance to freak out the neighbors. So, with those couple of caveats, I'll just say overall it's a very slick professional operating system. Out of the box, it'll do just about everything a home user would expect an OS to do. And it has plenty of software to do anything you want to with it, and it's easy to find the software packages you need to get your computer to do what you want it to do. I would highly recommend Linux Mint to anyone who's transitioning from Windows or as a choice of operating system to rehab older hardware. Now, going back to the battery and power management thing, I don't recommend installation of this on laptops if your primary use is going to be you're a road warrior and you're going to be mobile and you don't know when you're going to have a reliable wall socket to plug into. Other than that, however, if battery life isn't a concern and your laptop is primarily in a desktop replacement situation, then earlier recommendation stands. Go ahead, install it, use it, but laptop users, keep in mind about the power management. I do think that's a problem, and I'd like to see that worked on. So, that's my review of Linux Mint 16. This is BR Tidwell 55, and I thank you for watching.